Two questions, both on the aid bill. The first one is more logistical, kind of a follow-up. What kind of engagement will the president have over the next day or so? Is he planning any calls to House members, to Speaker Johnson, and how is he ingesting sort of what's going on?
So a couple of things, as you know, earlier this week, the president had a call with the Big Four, and that was, you're talking about the national security supplemental. So he had a call with the Big Four, and I think that's important to note. And on Monday, Speaker Johnson, reached out to the president to share his plan for the national security supplemental. Obviously, the president shared his support for moving that package forward, and throughout the week, but I mean, not just a week, it's been some time now. You have our offices here, Office of Leg Affairs, other advisors to the president, meeting, talking regularly with leaders in Congress to talk about, to offer any assistance here, but provided consistent briefings, continued consistent briefings. That hasn't stopped on pressing national security needs. And so those conversations continue. The president has been very much engaged in this week, this past week. And so, look, we want to see this moving. We want to see this moving. We're grateful to the leaders for getting this moving. Certainly looks like out of the House. We want to see it moved out of the Senate, get this signed by the president, so we can get that all important national security needs to protect our national security, obviously.
But anything as it comes over the finish line over the next day or so?
Don't have anything from the president himself reaching out. Don't have anything else to share, but the president has been engaged. He talked to the Big Four, and Speaker Johnson called him to lay out what was in, how he was moving forward, what was in the package, and we appreciated that.
Let me ask just one more.
Yeah, sure.
The president is a student of history. He ran largely on returning norms to Washington. Yeah. What does he think about the fact that, for the second time in 7 months, we're kind of knocking on the door of ousting another House Speaker?
So, I mean, you said something that I probably should have said in my answer to you about how we're moving, how the National Security Supplemental is moving. Look, it's moving in a bipartisan way. You're right. The president believes in a way to get things done for the American people, to do it in a bipartisan way, and that's what we're seeing with this National Security Supplemental. Because it's not just about Ukraine and Israel and Indo-Pacific. It's also about our own national security, which is why it's important that we step in, and this is why it's important that we move quickly here. And so I think that's important to note, that we are seeing a bipartisan process here as it relates to our national security. Look, that is a question for House members to speak to. It is their decision on who their speaker is going to be. So that is something that they have to deal with. What the president wants to see is to make sure that really important initiatives, really important issues are moving forward, and that's what we're seeing with the National Security Supplemental. Again, I know I have to wrap.
On the National Security Supplemental, there's language in it that has the language that would force the sale of TikTok that could eventually lead to a TikTok ban. That's stalled in the Senate. Is the White House concerned about legal challenges that might come to that piece of the bill?
Look, we have expressed strong support, obviously, for the package, and certainly we'll continue. The national security package certainly will continue to show our support, as I've been doing for the past few minutes here. And it was this bill, obviously this national security package includes this bill, as you just mentioned, which has improved thanks to the leadership of members of the House and the Senate. So in that, what you're talking about, the TikTok divestment, not a ban of the app TikTok, there's been improvements in this made by both chambers. So we're proud to see that. And just to be very clear, it is not a ban, it is a divestment. It would ensure that ownership of these apps wouldn't be in the hands of those who can exploit them and to do us harm. And so that's how we're seeing.
Will be a ban.
Well, that's not, look, let's see where this goes. We support the package as it certainly stands. There's been improvement made to it. We think that matters. We see this as a divestment, not a ban. And it is important. This is another piece of our national security and protecting our national security, protecting American people. So making sure that they don't get exploited and that harm could be done. Go ahead, Garen.